Question 13. There are some people in the cinema. 3/5 of the people in the cinema are children. And then for the children in the cinema, we have the ratio of girls to boys as being 2:7. So we have everyone that's in the cinema, and we split them up into children and adults. They are 3/5 are children, which means that 2/5 are adults. We could also write that in the ratio 3:2 if we want. And then from the children, we could split them up into girls and boys. The girls form the part 2 of the ratio, and the boys form the part 7. And then from that, because 2 and 7 make 9, that makes 2/9 girls and 7/9 boys. Whenever you've got this ratio, you can add them together and then create the fraction from that. We're then told that 170 girls are in the cinema. So this equals 170. Now you could say that 2/9 equals 170, or you could refer to this 2 in the ratio as equaling 170. There's more than one way of doing it. But in either case, we first of all need to figure out the total number of children in the cinema before then figuring out adults. So whether or not you treat it as 2/9 equals, so I could write it like this, 2/9 equals, or 2 in inverted commas equals 170, what we have to do is figure out 1 and then figure out all of the children. Now there's a way you can do this. You could figure out 7 for the boys, or you could just figure out 9, which would be both of them together. Both methods will work fine here. So 1 will be half of 170, which will equal, so obviously if we've got 2, half that, you'll get 1. And then if we multiply both sides by 9, that will give us all of the children. That'll give us the 2 and the 7 combined. And if we multiply 85 by 9, we get 765. So that means that there are 765 children. Another way you could say that is that 3 is 765. Now this is different from the stuff that we've had here, because all of the stuff in that red circle was to do with the ratio 2:7 in the girls and boys. What I'm about to set over on the side here is for the ratio of children to adults. Again, we could write it as a fraction. It could be 3/5 or treat it as a 3. Either way, that is 765. We want to then figure out what 1 is before we then figure out what the adults is as 2. So if we have 3 and we want to know what 1 is, we're going to divide by 3. So that's what we do to 765. And then once we've got 1, we double that to figure out what the total number of adults is. So 255 represents 1, and then double that gives us 510. So there are 510 adults. Done.